Hi everybody, hi everybody, hi everybody, hi everybody, hi everybody, hi everybody. Hi Tamar.
Hello.
Today we're breaking down the High Sparrow and we have some very interesting predictions about what he will do in season 6. So, talk a little bit about the High Sparrow. Who is he?
The High Sparrow is not his official title. He's
Okay.
the High Septon of the
Okay.
faith, like the Pope of the faith
Okay.
church, the faith
Okay.
of the seven church. He became the High Septon in disorganized times
Right.
during the civil war.
In season 5, in the
In
past
season
season.
5, yeah, and he reestablished the faith militant.
That's like the military wing of the church.
What is special about this new Pope
Okay.
is that he derives his power or his legitimacy
Okay.
not only from the text, the
Okay.
holy text, but also from the people, like
Okay.
the disenfranchised, the poor. So it's true, he's a religious zealot who now holds a lot of power.
Right.
But I can say, pretty much clearly that if I was part of the 99% in Westeros, I will follow that guy.
Right. For sure.
He's speaking for me. He's
Right.
speaking. He's shouting my.
Would you
my
prefer
shout.
Cersei over this religious zealot?
No,
not at all.
Mhm.
And he was voted. Actually, this was changed in the show, but we're going to disregard what the show did in that regard because it's a mistake.
Yeah.
He was voted by his peers
Mhm.
for Pope.
Yeah.
In the show, it was Cersei who appointed
Yeah.
him. Basically,
And he was voted by his peers after he was carried on the shoulders of
the masses?
of the masses to this conclave of to choose the next pope, the next septon, and he's like, okay, they are here, so
And they had a brokered convention, I think, before before getting it. Okay, because basically this guy represents the middle class and the working families, right, of the Seven Kingdoms, and he rightfully says, why should the 1% control all the new income of the Seven Kingdoms? Okay, so I think this guy. Let's put that into perspective. When he has the queen and her brother and and the mother of the king in jail, this is like the U.S. Attorney General. He puts the vice president, his chief of staff, and the defense minister in jail. So he really changes the balance of power
yeah.
in the kingdom.
And his whole legitimization of putting these people in jail is using the constitution
Right.
as like a weapon against them.
Right. This is
this-
a lawful. He works within the law.
Yeah, and this is exactly what the High Septon does. He says, I am the interpreter of the religious law. And according to this law, you are unlawful, and I have
Right.
the power
Right.
given to me by the gods, by our forefathers, the gods, to put you in jail, bitch. He's also a moral leader.
Okay.
And he derives his power and his main criticism against the corrupt establishment using the religious morality of the time.
Right.
And
So
according to this morality, if someone sleeps with another man, that is bad.
okay, so let's look at this High Sparrow through a historical perspective a little bit. Who does he remind you in history?
I think his character is based partly on Saint Francis of Assisi. During a time of a lot of corruption in the church of the
Okay.
Middle Ages, he was like a moral voice against the establishment, using the scripture
Okay.
and the original character of Jesus and his apostles as like a moral figure who is anti-corruption, anti-establishment,
Okay.
anti-money, anti-property, and stuff
Okay.
like that. And it was like a threatening voice against the church. And you can see the current pope, who chose
Right.
the name Francis the first pope that chose this name of this anti-establishment figure.
And he did that for a reason?
He did that for exactly that reason, to be like an anti-establishment for the poor,
Anti-money also.
anti-money, yeah. And in terms of politics, there's a little bit similarity, I think, with the Protestant Reformation.
How so?
Not in the sense that even Luther didn't want to create a new religion,
Right.
a new Christian religion, but the main criticism against the church of this corruption, and it's like the long way the church made from the original message of the religion to the political establishment
Right.
with all the corruption and money and
Right,
power
right, right,
that
right.
got control of the religious whatever.
And the Protestants wanted to go back to something more, to something simpler
Yeah.
and more authentic. Okay, so instead of the church splitting into two churches, how it was with the Catholics and the Protestant, here there is a pope who turns the Catholic Church into a Protestant church, right? And remind me what happened in Europe when the Protestants came in. How did it work out?
So we need to understand something about this person, this High Septon, that we don't know even his real name.
Okay.
That he's a true believer.
Right.
And if I would have to guess, I will guess that he's a convert, a new convert.
Convert?
Like in the sense that he wasn't that religious at first, but he was rationalized into the
born
religion.
again faithen.
Exactly, a born again seven faith, whatever.
Whatever.
In a lot of cases, these born again people are the most extreme, the most zealot in their religion behavior. He is a religious zealot,
Right.
which means that the way he looks at the world is through the prism of the religion and the faith and
Right.
the religious law.
Right.
And everything is secondary to it.
Right.
You know, the queen, the king, the war, the
Right.
five king, whatever.
Right.
There is the message from the gods. It's written
Right.
here in the seven-pointed star book.
And he cannot lose this war
He cannot-
because this is a divine war.
It's a divine war. He won't stop. He's uncorruptible. He doesn't take money from super PACs.
Right.
And you can see that also in the last season, when Lady Olana, the 1%er,
Right.
comes to this guy and said, come on,
Yeah.
come on, well,
And he
no.
plays a different game. He doesn't need her.
Yeah, what do you want from me?
Right.
And then he threatens her and say, oh, who cooks your meal?
Right.
Who
built the roads?
Who built the
You
road?
didn't build
You
that.
didn't build that, no.
The way I see this guy, because he's so religious, if you don't stop him, he will create in the Seven Kingdoms basically a theocracy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a great setup for this video's bold prediction regarding the High Sparrow. So what do you see for the High Sparrow in the coming season?
We are right before a trial.
3 trials.
3 trials, yeah. One for Cersei, who is accused, if I'm not mistaken,
Regicide.
of regicide. One for
and many other sides. I think.
yeah, and one for Loras Tyrell, who is accused of homosexuality,
Right. It's very grave.
bestiality, whatever. And another one is for the Queen, Marjorie
Queen?
Tyrell. Yeah, who is adultery, I think, is accused for adultery or not being a
No,
virgin.
lying. This was in the books. She is accused of lying under oath about her brother.
Ah, okay. So this is a great setup for shit that is about to happen.
And hit the fan.
And hit the
the
fan.
proverbial fan.
I think, and it also appears in the books, that Cersei will demand a trial by combat
Okay. Who will be her champion?
with her new Frankenstein monster champion,
Okay.
Robert Strong.
Go! Fight on! Sembra leggero.
And maybe, that this is just a guess,
Okay.
that the representative of the faith in
Okay.
this trial by combat will be her cousin, Cersei's cousin, Lancel Lannister.
Why Lancel is not? I don't know. He's kind of a wimp, I think.
He was a wimp, that's true, but
Thank you.
he is born again
Faither?
faither.
Okay.
And now
Right.
he looks a little bit buffed. I don't know if I
Okay.
have not, something to do with it, but he has
I haven't noticed.
this new tattoo or whatever. He carved this the 7-pointed star on his forehead, and maybe he will be like, okay, I know she's guilty
Right.
because I know she's guilty. I was
Right.
part of the game,
Right.
and this is a trial by combat
Okay.
judged by the gods, and I know
okay.
she's guilty. I will confront this Robert Strong because the gods are with me,
Right.
and I will win.
Even though it seems unlikely, I will win. Okay, and will he
because
win?
no, it probably will be something like finish him, and his spine will be like Robert Strong.
Okay, the way I see it, like in the first episode, Cersei will sit in front of her judges and she will see the High Sparrow judging her. And when she realizes she's going to lose, then she will maybe choose this trial by combat. Maybe it seems that he's on the sidelines after he lost the trial by combat, and Cersei will be, of course, complacent and will be sure, I beat him, he's nothing to worry about. And then when she has all her attention on the Tyrells, and the Tyrells will end up, we believe, leaving King's Landing and to regroup, maybe outside of King's Landing, maybe he will use that chance to take over King's Landing.
It definitely could be, because the faith are a problem now. The faith, especially the faith militant, they are a real problem.
Right.
And
we saw them stopping the king from seeing the High Sparrow.
yeah, and we know from history and from whatever, from living in this world,
And from the present
that
as well.
that people and establishment, and especially strong people, that gets some kind of privilege, they will not give it them up like silently. And he already got the guns, and now they will have to take their guns.
And he wants a political revolution.
In other words, King's Landing is gonna feel the burn.
Okay, so if you enjoyed the video, please click like. If you want to get our next videos, there's a subscribe button right over there. And if you enjoy our videos and you want to help us make this channel sustainable, please, we are holding a fundraiser in our Patreon page. We have some cool perks also for our patrons, so check it out. The link is in the description. And if you want to learn more about religions, real world religions versus the religions in story, please click here. And if you want to learn more about the Leviathan, that was a very cool video, you can click here. Please click it. And we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Our job is to bring people together. If we do not allow them to divide us up by race, by sexual orientation, by gender, by not allowing them to divide us up by whether or not we were born in America or whether we're immigrants, when we stand together as white, black,